Hello, welcome to MCFC9320 Group TV podcast. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, Andy.
Good evening.
We're live from all over the place tonight. I'm live from Mallorca. Well, I would have been if it had been on air last week, but unfortunately I'm back in Blighty. Anne-Marie, where are you tonight? Are you at any exotic places?
Well, unless you count Timperley.
It's the home of the celebrities around there.
It is, yeah. Frank Sidebottom.
Yeah, but he got a bit big-headed in the end, didn't he? So see what I did there. See what I did.
Yeah.
John, sunny Warrington.
Yeah, Warrington in Cheshire.
Yeah, and we've got Alex in sunny Stockport.
There you go. So Andy, you just got back to a year-long holiday in Manchester.
Yeah. So how's your week been, guys?
Good.
Hectic.
Should we get straight into it? Harry Kane, £160 million.
No chance.
Alex.
I stand with Anne-Marie.
John.
I wouldn't pay that for him.
I reckon there'll be some sort of compromise of about 120 million plus add-ons. I can see something like that happening.
Any add-ons? I can see 120 million, but no add-ons. That's maximum 120 million.
Yeah, because if certain City influencers or think they're influencers have got it right, City have already tabled a £100 million bid a couple of weeks ago. So for that not to be accepted, that tells you Spurs are holding on in there for a huge fee.
Well, he won't be playing against us in first game, will he?
No, he won't. Could he be playing for us in the first game?
Quite possibly.
I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, I think the deal will be done and announced after that game.
Yeah, depending on the result.
I don't think it matters the result, in all honesty. But if the City do pay 160 million, I think it's morally wrong. You know, especially in this day and age when there's so much going on. But then you got to think, if we don't pay it, a Chelsea or a Real Madrid, not Barcelona, but a top club will pay that amount of money for him.
Well, PSG paid 200 million for Neymar.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
He dives a lot.
Yeah.
He's a diver and an actor.
Yeah. But seriously though, it's
not good.
I don't think it go down well. We're already targets at the moment for because it's leading up to the start of the season.
Put it this way. We get tarnished with the brush all the time of spending that much money. Why not just do it? Give them something actually to, concrete evidence of what we do.
Well, apparently we can move funds around anyway, can't we?
Oh, apparently so, yeah.
According to the latest what's going on, City are cheats. We are dishonest. We are everything what we've been cleared of by the CAS not too long ago.
Yeah.
So
start the new season, start the new stories.
So where do they think they're going to lead with this one? Because over the past 24 hours, I'm sure we've all seen different things what are being written and stuff like that. I've not seen anything what's new, what wasn't aimed at us before, the Court of Arbitration cleared us.
Well, they're talking about these leaked emails again, aren't they?
And all these crazy social media accounts just stirring these toxic discussions up. That's why I avoid, most football discussions outside of our Facebook group. What
is our Facebook group, Alex?
MCFC9320
Group.
Good to know you.
Yeah.
No, seriously though, it's just absolutely pathetic, Anne-Marie. It's what have you seen anything different? What they was trying to tarnish us within the past, because it's just like old chip wrapper paper.
No, but it's that old saying, isn't it? Haters are going to hate, and that's the bottom line of it. We used to, not even that long ago, we used to be the club that everyone loved because we weren't great, but we had an amazing support base. And now, because we've got money, everyone seems to hate us and hold that against us. And the reality is, we've not gone out and broken any records on what we've spent on any individual player. You look at the likes of Edison as example. I think we paid, was it 36 million for Edison, if that? And yet Liverpool went out and paid 70 odd million, and so did Chelsea.
80 million for a goalkeeper with a woman's name. Not that it's anything up with women's football or anything, anything to that. But you're absolutely right. It's, look at some of the deals what City have done over the past. Aguero just over 30 million, David Silva 23 million or something like that. Even now, we were, when Leicester was after 90 odd million for Mahrez, we went, whoa, no chance. Season after we got him for, was it 60 million? Yeah. But yet again, nothing's said about Sancho going to the Rags for what, 80 million plus add-ons and stuff like that.
80 million?
Yeah. Something.
Yeah. Wow. There's good news in that though for us, isn't there? There's another
that's 11, crazy money. I think
11.2 million coming back our way.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the principle of it. You're going to get Chelsea paying silly amounts for Haaland, but apparently Haaland's worth it. So it's okay for Chelsea to do that deal, for say 150 million, but it's not okay for City to spend say 100 million on say a Kane or a Jack Grealish. And it does almost seem like there's still that agenda. But I think at City fan, I don't know how you feel, but as a City fan now, I used to get angry with it. I actually quite like it now, being hated. Not me personally, I don't think.
No. If you're hated, that means you're successful.
Yeah, it means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing they can put, that's the only thing they can pull us on. They're going about that and empty seats. That's it.
So you've got clubs not too far away from us. Are in, what is it, something like 50 million, well, it's more than 500 million debts and stuff like that, the Rags, the Glazers are just milking them, United is just a cash cow. So they can still carry on throwing money in it for, say, an 80 million for a Sancho and 90 million for a Pogba. It goes on and on and on and on. But, and I always put it down, if you had two corner shops, one corner shop wins the lottery. The other corner shop is on its knees. It's absolutely skint. The corner shop who wins a lottery are not allowed to remodernize their shop to make it better because it's unfair on everyone else. Why, if you're not going into debt over it?
Well, why not? At the end of the day, they shouldn't be able to hold a business back. People are willing to put the money in to make it better. Why not?
Absolutely. And it just seems yet again an agenda against us. So yeah, City are cheating. Really? Let's start looking at other clubs like your Paris Saint-Germain's and apparently
Barcelona.
I was just going to say that, Alex. Barcelona, they can't even afford.
Look at the other one, the other side. Look at Leicester. How much money have they had thrown into them of their owners?
And we say good luck to, good luck to. I even say good luck to the likes of Chelsea and stuff like that. If it's their
Wolves.
money, yeah, if it's their money, it's their money. They should be allowed to pay whatever they want for players. It just seems like it's little old City again. All we've done is fast tracked ourselves a few years, and now we're actually turning over decent amounts of money each year. They're going, hang on a minute. Let's just regurgitate a story from what 2013 or something like that. But you know something, and this is a rule in life. If you're going to do anything dodgy, I'm not saying I do, you never put it in print, be it email, message or anything, because it always can come back to bite you on the backside. Would our owners be so, if they was doing anything dodgy, be so stupid to do that? I would say absolutely not.
Not a chance.
One of the things that does frustrate me though is that you've got these various reporters that are going to keep putting out this kind of bile against us, and yet we never ever take a stand against them. You know, like in the old days, I mean, I'm not saying he was right, but Ferguson would have people banned from press conferences. Yep. And yet we never do that. We just keep accepting them back and letting them print whatever they want to print without kind of coming back at them in any way, shape or form. And that for me is frustrating.
How do we know that though? Do you not think there's a certain element of journalists being banned, and that's why I'm just playing devil's advocate here, by the way, because I don't know one way or the other. You know, maybe it's journalists what are banned, or organisations from, say, the Daily Fail, you know, who's created this story yet again. Maybe they have been banned from City, and they're just trying to, you know, just stir up yet more, well, what they think will be trouble and more clickbait for theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, we never know for definite, but as from past experiences, I don't think any of them have ever been banned.
To be honest with you, I think one of the reasons City don't actually come out and say anything is because they've no need to, because they feel that they've done nothing wrong. It's like the cast verdict and everything. They didn't really come out and say much about that.
You're right. They just let people speculate. If it came down to anything official, they just deal with it, and then they're not obliged to comment about stuff.
No, because if they do start commenting and having a go at people, then they'll just turn around and say, "Oh, you're just doing this now to cover it all up." So I think in a way, they just keep quiet and just let people get on with it.
Yeah,
I think it's only the fans that get annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Well, I used to. As I say, I quite laugh at stuff like that now, and it's pitiful, really. Almost feel sorry for the journalists, you know, trying to scrape a living, because that's what they do these days.
Yeah, got nothing else to do, have they?
Well, some of them, I should say. There is some decent ones out there, you know, like your Simon Mullocks and your Henry Winters, etc.
Yeah.
But some of them they just clickbait. Anyway.
John didn't beep.
Eh?
John didn't beep.
Well, for the
there was no little name drop bell going off. Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
It's got to be said, though, isn't it? Because let's not forget the likes of a couple of journalists high up there. They are pro City. You know your Gwillams, your Henrys, and you know the list goes on. You know they are pro City. So, and they're the more respected ones than your red top rubbish. Anyway, that's going to go nowhere. Right, Community Shield is coming up, guys. I think the prices are quite decently priced.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Look at Marie and the vodka there again, pretending it's water.
Sports vodka.
Yeah. Decent prices. Are we having it?
Yeah, I'm going.
You're going.
You're going, Alex.
I'll see if I can catch a train from Stockport.
I'm sure John will pick you up on the way through.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, it's does it feel a bit, especially after the back end of the Euros, that things are getting a little bit normal? Like as you know, I was in Spain last week, and it actually felt brilliant, because walking in a pub where you don't have to put a mask on and stuff like that, it just felt a bit of normality. Now you're seeing the crowds at football matches and stuff. It's all there. Can you see us carrying on in that tune, or do you think it's too much too soon?
No, I don't. I think we just have to learn to live with it, basically. There's nothing else we can do. Yeah, people are getting, they're catching it again, but there's not as many deaths and things like that, and the national health is not inundated this time. So basically, we just have to learn to live with it, I think. It's like the health secretary put out a tweet, but he's deleted it, hasn't he? And he said that basically the same thing. We just have to learn to live with it and not shy away from it.
It's got to be down to choice now, though, surely, and it's. I know where I work, even though it's, it's not law to wear face coverings and stuff like that. What we're going to carry on doing is in enclosed areas within the workplace, we're going to say, listen, you wear a mask. When you're walking around the shop floor or wherever, you don't have to wear a mask. It's up to you. But when you can find, wear a mask. And I think that's the way forward, because there's also something what's being touted about that. You won't be allowed in a football stadium unless you've had 2 vaccinations. We're probably lucky. Well, and I know I've certainly had the 2 vaccinations. You have as well, John.
Yeah.
Have you, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Alex?
Yep.
Yeah. So all us over 70s have had them. So it's all right for us, but it's the younger ones who've not had a chance to get it yet. And it don't mean to say you can't catch COVID. I know 2 people who've had 2 vaccinations and have caught COVID again, and they've been rough.
Well, it doesn't stop you catching it. It just stops you dying from it. It gives you a better chance of survival.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Andy, while I agree with you, the younger ones haven't had their opportunity yet, there's still a lot of them that haven't had it, because if you look at the numbers of the take-up of the vaccine, it's quite a low percentage of the younger age group that have taken it up. And that, for me, is that's where I don't like calling people stupid, but there's an element of stupidity. It's like, at midnight last Sunday night, people queuing up to get into a nightclub. Why? What is the desperation?
In the UK or me in Spain?
In the UK, Andy.
I don't sit.
I completely agree with Anne-Marie, especially because I belong to this generation and just find it quite shocking.
Is that a rat then, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it been tested for the vaccines?
Rabies.
Yeah, my stance is for right or wrong. I'm there to be shot down now. Look, would you be happy, Anne-Marie, to go into the Etihad, knowing you've had 2 vaccines, happy to sit next to somebody who's not wearing a face covering and stuff?
Well, because I sit next to my dad, I would have to say yes to that. But, in fairness, I'm in where I work as well, even in the office, the only place you don't wear your mask is when you're sat at your desk. When you're walking around the office, you're still wearing a mask. And I've got no problem with that. I wouldn't go into a shop still without wearing a mask, because it's not just for my benefit, it's for everyone else's benefit.
Yep.
And that's my biggest concern is even though I know he's had both jabs, I do not want to be bringing something home to my dad at the end of the day.
I think that's really, really sensible. And I still think you'll get an element of, dare I say it, our age, our generation, who will carry on doing that. Because if I'm going to the supermarket and stuff like that, I'm still going to wear a mask, even though I don't have to. I'm just going to do that for protection of not just me, but my family and friends as well.
Yeah.
It's not as if it's, everyone's used to wearing masks now, so everyone's going to snigger at people going, "Oh, look at him, he's got a mask on." It's become the norm over the past 18 months. So, will football clubs have the authority to say you must wear a mask? Because we've seen in the Euros, it wasn't forced upon people even before the restrictions were off.
It's impossible, I think, to impose those rules on people who are in the ground.
I don't think they'll impose the mask because it's not law now, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's personal choice. Regarding the younger people for the COVIDs, apparently it's under 18s that are exempt in it.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, when COVID first kicked in, they didn't, the younger ones nobody was rushing about to give them because they don't get it and stuff like that. But now they're going, oh, it's the younger ones who have not had it who's the danger. So maybe that's just education throughout what everyone's learned, since COVID, came into force. But would I have a problem sitting next to somebody at the Etihad who's not got a mask on? No, because if I don't wear a mask, that's my choice. I'd only have myself to blame. I think I will wear a mask at the Etihad because there's a right smelly bugger at the side of me anyway, so it'll just be absolutely perfect.
No way to talk about your brother like that.
No, it's my son.
I think if all of them in the ground are fully vaccinated, you know, wearing a mask should be, I think, personal choice. I mean, I would feel much more secure rather than having people who are either vaccinated or have just a negative test, because if you have a negative test, you can still catch the virus much more, you know, easily rather, you know, compared to a vaccinated person.
Where would he stop though? Because did he disinfect the seat every time somebody gets up for half time? Whether they go to, you know, they get up to whatever? No, they don't. So you can, you know, you can still contract it through touching things like, you know, stuff what's not been, you know, disinfected and stuff like that. So it's where you draw the line. So I think personal preference has got to be the one on that, especially now the restrictions are, you know, all restrictions have been let go by the government. Good-o. Right, season's almost upon us. John, have you got your season card through yet?
No, you won't be getting one either.
Why is that, John?
Because they're going digital. It's actually going onto your mobile phone.
Is it now?
Basically, you know, like you do your Google Pay or your Apple Pay, it's going to be the same thing with your season card.
That's good, isn't it? Anne-Marie.
It's good for those with smartphones, Andy.
What about them who's not got a smartphone?
Or having obviously had the discussion prior to this, we have to ring the club and ask for an actual ticket.
So,
which is what I'll be doing in the morning.
Isn't it great though? Everything's going, you know, technology on the apps and stuff like that. Brilliant. Not really, because how many of you have network issues at the Etihad? I can't log on in any way, shape, or form at the Etihad because the mobile network is absolutely bobbins and the Wi-Fi is non-existent for me. I can't get on it. So how's your app going to
if it's in your wallet, you won't need the internet for that.
No, but I have to be honest, the 4G I never get to use it anywhere near the ground, but I do always seem to get onto the Wi-Fi in the ground.
Are you the one who's always complaining at half time on the big screen?
No, I've never been. Unlike some people on here, I've never been on the big screen.
Yeah, and I know there's some right.
Some people just like to hog it.
Who's that?
Every game.
No, it resembles that accusation. Oh. But yeah, yeah, it's great. It's going to the 21st century and stuff like that. But I can see there being teething problems and quite a few queues. What will be, you know, happening there. Yeah, you know, they're not thinking about the older generation like your dad and stuff like that who's got only mobile phone. It's just to text or to make a call. So John, we can phone the club up and we can a season card, can we?
You've got to have a valid reason to want a season card. And the most valid reason I think most people will have is that they've not got a smartphone. Because a lot of the older generations don't know how to use them. I know plenty of my supporters in the club who've not got, all they've got is like the old 33 Nokias.
I so thought you was going to say older generation like me then. Not me, you. Then.
No, I'm not old. Not yet, anyway.
You're older than me, aren't you?
I don't know, am I?
I think so.
He looks it, Anne-Marie.
Well,
47.
Yeah, I'm 6 years older than you.
There you go, then.
I don't look it, though.
How old do I look? Anyway, let's move on.
27.
Uncle Fester there.
Somebody we was quick story. Well, I was in a bar in Mallorca, the Manchester pub, great pub in Campastia. You know, shout out to Darren over there, who's a massive blue. The darts were on, and a dart player.
I'm Gerwin.
Yeah, so I had ripped out of me because they thought I was a darts player.
Did you have a game of darts and prove you weren't?
I nearly picked some darts up and proved that I could be, but I think it was all bull anyway. So I went to the bar and got a double, as you do. So guys, what the next week coming up? What are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Grealish signing, Kane signing?
I think
Any signing at the minute.
I think
Looking forward to the holiday.
they were done near the end of the window. I think Villa will hold on as long as they can before letting him go. And we all know what Levy's like, bit last minute.
Yes, I agree. Here's one for you, but our final thoughts for tonight. Would you be happy for Bernardo to go if it meant Kane and Grealish come in, or even just Grealish?
Of what I understand, Bernardo's not happy. Not with the club. I think it's just with the country. And if it means him going, then so be it.
Why wouldn't he be happy with the country? Is it when he got accused of racism?
It's ever since he got accused of racism. And we all know he's not. But the papers just annihilate people, don't they? And he's not been the same since.
But you're absolutely right. Alex, would you be happy for Bernardo to go and Grealish come in?
Yeah, even if it's only Grealish.
Why?
I just, obviously his reasons, and I'm just hearing more and more good stuff about Grealish and how he would fit with us. He's young, he's tall, he's English.
It's not English, actually. It's from Birmingham.
Oh, Brummy.
So, sorry, our Rummy City fan.
He would be actually David Silva's replacement.
I thought that was Foden.
No, Foden's out on the wing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he can be a winger as well.
Yeah.
Push Jesus a bit.
Anne-Marie, you've not answered the question.
No,
I've got a feeling this is going to be a no from you.
I think it is going to be a no from me because I love Bernardo. I love his work rate. I love his enthusiasm. I think he brings something to the team that actually not many do. And I would be very upset to see Bernardo go. I have to be honest about that.
Good point.
I think he will go. Am I happy he's going? Absolutely not. Does he want to stay, or does he want to go to Spain? If he does, good luck to him. We've had great service from him, great memories from him, some great goals. I think he would be at a loss within the changing room as well. With the guys there. I suppose we'll know in the next kickoff. When season kickoff, 3 weeks today, is it?
2 weeks today is the Charity Shield, isn't it?
So, the Charity Shield. How are they going to? How will we get the first sign of any new signings then, or do you think it'll be after?
No, it'll be after.
No. Even if we sign someone, I don't think the new signing will play in that game.
Surely we can't leave it to lastminute.com because they're going to need to integrate within the new teammates. But why do clubs always do that? Leave it to lastminute.com.
I think part of the issue is the Euros and the fact that players, there's quite a lot of players, particularly people we're supposedly after, who will still be away.
Don't mean to say they can't sign though if they're away.
It's down to negotiations as well. It's not just up to us. It's the other teams as well that are letting them go. And most of the time, it's them that are stalling.
It's just baffling that it always seems to happen on deadline day when we sat up till 11 midnight, waiting for somebody to sign, and then up pops Robinho.
Yeah, that was it.
Or Ben Jarney.
Yeah, it's a bit different now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to think we are a little bit more.
One question. Can you guys see Bernardo going to Spurs?
No.
For Kane? No?
No, it was not if the rumour is he's unhappy with the country. Why would he go from one English club to another?
I can't see him staying in the country.
Maybe.
Yeah, and why would he leave a club where he could win things to join Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Harry Kane wants to leave Spurs.
However, I can see Gabriel Jesus, Alex, staying.
Oh no.
Apparently, Juventus are interested in him though.
If he did go, I think he would be one who won't switch English clubs. He would go abroad, but a bit like Bernardo.
Agreed.
Because when was the last City player who moved from City to another English club?
There isn't. Not that I can think of.
No, it was the last one, John. Come on.
Last one.
Oh, that's a great question.
That's a good one.
What, Milner,
Oh yeah, Milner.
Gareth Barry.
Fabian Delph.
No, but they've took a step down. It's the only place you can.
But that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. Was who moved to another English club? I think Alex has got that one right there.
I think it's Fabian Delph. Yeah, probably.
What a player he was for us.
Massive.
Anyway, guys, anybody get anything else they want to throw out there before we go?
A lineup prediction for the Community Shield, or is it too early?
Too early for that. Very much too early for that.
I will predict. Okay, then predict one maybe surprise player who will be in that lineup.
Zach Steffen.
Delap, yeah, possibly.
But would that be a surprise?
No, because
Yes.
he's been promoted to first team now, hasn't he?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I think
Nice player. Harry Kane.
I'm saying Zach Steffen for sure.
No, I think he's a shoo-in.
I'm going to go for Jack Grealish. He will line up for us in 3 weeks' time.
Good shot.
Only one way we're going to find out that, innit? Is in 3
How
weeks.
many times will he get kicked in the first game? Because you know it. Even though he was the most foul player for Villa, he's going to double now he's at City.
By Villa players.
Not just by every player.
But
Is he good at penalties?
Don't know, I've never seen him take one.
Yeah, United lost us the Euros.
Yeah, they did.
Lost us the Euros. West Ham won us the World Cup. United lost us the Euros. True story. Right, guys, that's all from me. It's good to catch up after we've not done it for a couple of weeks because we've all been jetting off all over the world, like Stockport and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Riz cannot be with us tonight because he's, we believe, he's been locked up in Sofia, a prison in Bulgaria in Sofia, for wearing a United shirt. For wearing a United shirt. Apparently, it's a crime over in Bulgaria to wear a United shirt. So Riz has been found out that he's a secret United fan.
Yeah.
Poor Riz. I'm sure he will be back with us next week if we can pay enough bail money for him.
Yep, needs to fight his corner.
Yeah. Right, guys. Lovely to catch up with you. We'll do it all again next week.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.
Have a good week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.